Welcome to the Golden Pathway, where we provide a bridge from the seven major world religions to the teachings of the Ascended Masters. We're so happy that you are with us today, and we have covered topics as diverse as healing your psychology, relationships, abundance, healing your physical health. We are so excited to be with you today, where our theme this year is the path to inner peace. And our title today is The Battle of Light and Darkness in Our Own Psychology. The presenter today is Mr. Stewart Anderson, our beloved Stewart Anderson, who knows lots and lots and lots about psychology. So when we enter the light of God, which never fails in dealing with our psychology, we agitate and irritate the darkness of our being, or the shadow self. So this is our dweller on the threshold, which comes to distract us from whatever our goals are and our mission to become the Christ. Join us. You joined us today to do an experiment, an exercise in invoking the light of the Christ self and entering into the fire of Durga, who delivers, for the exorcism of the darkness that has been agitated against that light. So we got to win. Durga delivers, so we're going to win this battle, and Stewart is going to lead us through. He's been the student of the Ascended Masters for more than 30 years and a psychotherapist since starting his career. He joined the staff of the Summit Lighthouse in 1985 and saw tremendous opportunities to use the teachings of the Ascended Masters for the healing of one's psychology. These opportunities were not available in the psychology taught in the world and still are not. He became a staff psychologist in the 90s and served in that capacity until 1997. Stewart's approach to psychological work is based on the teachings of the Ascended Masters, stressing the importance of Saint Germain's alchemy and the violet flame for true psychological change and wholeness. We are happy this afternoon to learn how to use these tools to navigate these chaotic times. And Stewart, you are right on time. Welcome.
Thank you. It's very nice to be here. So the question is, why do we work on our psychology? Most people on this planet simply strive to be normal. Normal is just another word for average. And that is simply a level of the human consciousness. Moreover, it is simply in a level of illusion. You have a Christ self that exists as your higher mind. It is creative, it is focused in divine love, and it is your reality. Your Christ consciousness is your personal definition of mental health, and the human ego is the embodiment of all that is an unhealthy and a disturbing part of life. These coexist within our being. Part of us focused in love and creativity, and the other part focused in fear and illusion. We work on our psychology to shift the balance so that we can become more and more of love, creativity, and light, and less of the fear and the illusion. As we change ourselves with the light of our decrees and meditations, we become more and more of an outpost of the divine. Our vibration changes, and that helps the entire planet, for we are an outpost of the divine. Now, this higher vibration is also an irritant to death and hell, and so they attack us. And Saint Germain has given us a definition of Armageddon, and he says Armageddon is the day you choose to be your real self. When we make that choice, we enter into Armageddon full blown. So where we are in our psychology at any given moment is determined by where we put our focus of attention. We call ourselves I. That is our point of focus of attention. I had an opportunity to ask Mother a question one time, and we were using inner child language. And I said to her, I said, Mother, I can be in my happy inner child. I can be in my grumpy inner child. I can be in my happy inner adult. I can be in my mean inner adult. What is this thing that can move around like this in our consciousness? Well, Mother paused for a moment. And then, God being the dramatist that she is, she drew in the air the capital letter I. She said, it's called I. Well, psychologists get excited about funny things. And I got excited about this. I said, so there is something inside of us that can move around like this. And she said, no. She said, it's not a thing. She used the old Catholic line. She said, it's a mystery. But then she elaborated. And she said, I can be in any one of my chakras. I can be in any one of my four lower bodies. I can think about Sirius, and then I am in Sirius. And it was the last example that gave me the understanding that I needed, that what we call I is our point of our focus of attention. It's where our mind is looking, where it is focused. Now, there's a battle for this process. All of death and hell wants us to think about death and hell. It wants you to live in fear and illusion. It wants you to think about how bad you are, how worthless you are, how unhappy you are, and it wants that to be your reality. It can have a tremendous amount of energy that we have given it over many, many lifetimes, where we created this. The focus of these thoughts we call the dweller on the threshold. It has a certain kind of an illusionary existence that exists because we give it energy, attention to our fears, our negative thoughts, our human desires that we entertain, or even when we get angry at it. It is very happy when we are angry at it. It's not so happy when we make the dweller call. The law is that where we put our attention, that is where our energy goes. And where our energy goes, that is what we become. We can learn a lot about this through many forms of psychological work. We can learn mechanisms for dealing with it, but we need a spiritual path and the fire of God in order to eradicate it. In the process, we ascend in vibration out of the fears of the lesser self and to the light and love of the higher self. This love is different from human love. It is different from romantic love. It is different from anything that is human. So, how do we work on our psychology? First of all, we do it from a position of harmony within our consciousness. Harmony is not passivity. It can be a place of great intensity. And this position is in our heart chakra. We have different compartments in our consciousness. We have a superconscious mind. That is our etheric body, our memory body. It has memory of our entire life stream. And we have a conscious mind, our mental body. The mental body is an instrument that we can think of, that can think about whatever it is that we put in it. It can think human thoughts, it can think divine thoughts, depending upon that which we put into it. We have a subconscious mind. This is our emotional body. In recent decades in human psychology, the contents of the emotional body or feelings have been given far greater priority and emphasis over our thoughts. Particularly humanistic psychology thinks of our human feelings as being more real than our thoughts. Then we have an unconscious mind. This mind correlates with our physical body. It runs the physical body. Fortunately, we do not have to think about breathing. We do not have to think about our heart beating. Our unconscious mind does that for us. By our free will, we have all developed various momentums. Some people use the mental body more than any others. Others use the emotional body, etc. This is accomplished by our momentums, where we choose to hold our attention in our mind, in our feelings, or in whatever chakras we tend to focus our attention in. We live most of our life in this world of illusion. Everything below the heart and that level is the illusionary world. This level is sometimes referred to as the level of actuality. And that which is in the heart and above is the level of reality. This level of actuality demands a lot of our attention. What we manifest in this level of actuality depends upon what we bring to it. Some people bring more reality to it than others. The average person brings a lot of human consciousness to this level. When we work on our psychology with the teachings, we strive to bring more of the higher consciousness into our world of actuality. In this way, we raise the vibration of our life in this world of actuality and the vibration of the planet. Mother has taught us that the purpose of life is the expansion of the heart flame. We accomplish this through our decrees, our meditations, our actions, especially our service to life. Now, I speak this way because the human consciousness cannot heal itself. It takes light to heal our consciousness. It requires the transmutation of the lesser self, and then the filling in of that space with our higher consciousness. The shrinking dweller on the threshold and the expanding Christ self and Christ flame is what is involved in this healing of our psychology. This involves the gradual and incremental shifts in our identity, our entire concept of who and what we are. It needs to be gradual so that we can hardly notice it until one day we look back upon ourselves and we can say, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. This involves attention to the heart chakra. There is an equation of light and darkness within each of us. In order to deal with increasing levels of darkness, we need to develop increasing levels and intensities of light. When we come upon a problem, we say, I can't deal with that. We are saying that we do not have the heart development to deal with that level of darkness. And that is when we need to expand and develop our heart chakra. So today, we're going to focus our attention on the light of the heart. In chapter 5 of Dwal Kul's book on the human oil, he presents a meditation. Through Mother, he has told us that we can get creative with this meditation if we want. So we're going to blend a few different teachings together in this little exercise that we're going to do. So first of all, I would ask you to get yourself comfortable and close your eyes and let yourself imagine yourself standing upon a magnificent tideless sea of light. This sea of light extends to the left, to the right, before you, behind you, as far as you can extend your consciousness. In the name of our mighty I Am Presence, we call to beloved Dwal Kul. We invoke your tideless sea, a tideless sea that we can define as our own Gobi Sea. And in your name, Dwal Kul, we call to beloved Cusco. We call for your angels who are the retrievers to come into our individual worlds. All of our minds, conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, and gather up all of our inner children, all the points of our attention that are here, there, or wherever, and bring them here to this place where we are standing upon this tideless sea of light. Now, there may be one of you, there may be thousands of you, it doesn't matter. But as you stand here, you can look out before you now, and you can see a magnificent island of light suspended upon this Gobi Sea. This island of light is made of spiritual jewels and light. And you can walk out to this island across the top of this tideless sea. All of you can walk. And as you approach this magnificent island of light, you can see a pathway that comes down to the shore of this island. You recognize this path as a path that leads to the highest promontory of this island, to the very top of this island. And you can walk it. And while the path is rather steep, it is not so much a physical path, but with each step, you are rising incrementally in vibration, and the light intensifies and intensifies and becomes brighter and brighter with each step up. And as you approach the top of this island, the light is dazzling. This dazzling light that is up here is the light of your own I Am Presence. In Godfrey's book, An Unveiled Mysteries, in the very first chapter, Saint Germain gives an instruction on visualization. And as you stand in this dazzling light, he says, picture and feel your body enveloped in this dazzling light, focusing your attention here upon your heart center, which is where you are now standing. This island is like your own Shambhala. And this place up here at the top is as a golden sun. As you stand in this light, think of it, feel it, imagine it, entering into every cell and atom of your four lower bodies. Saint Germain tells Godfrey that thoughts don't do anything until you clothe them in feeling. And so it's vital to feel this light. You can use your imagination to feel this light. Feel it entering your mind. Feel it entering your physical body. Feel it entering your emotional body. And as you stand in this light, you can say, I am a child of the light. I love the light. I serve the light. I live in the light. I am protected, illumined, supplied, sustained by the light. And I bless the light. Now, as we stand here, we move to a different teaching. Back in November of 1984, Sana Kamara gave a dictation that's been titled The Good Samaritan Hospital. And in it, he said, there is only one way to succeed, and that is to visualize yourself as the beggar at the gate. The gate he's referring to is the gate of a magnificent temple of light that exists here at the top of this island. This island is the light of your own heart chakra. This temple is the secret chamber of your heart. And he says, as the beggar at the gate, you are the one who is sick or maimed. You need to get into the heart of the one who fears, who trembles, and who knocks. So let yourself, using your imagination, think of that part of yourself, that focus of attention, that part of your own soul, your inner child, the one that is the most sick or maimed, the one who fears, the one who trembles. And as you enter the heart, you enter the experience of that part of yourself. You knock upon the door of this great cathedral of light. And Sanat Kumara says, and then you go to the other side. And that means you move that focus of attention of yourself to the inside of this great cathedral and temple of light, into your own threefold flame, who is one with your own Christ self. And you open the door. And you smile at all your inner children out there, and you say, friends, thou art welcome here. Enter, and I will give thee sup. Sup as light. It is the light of the threefold flame. And all of these parts of yourself can enter this threefold flame. Size is not an issue here. You can think of your threefold flame as being larger than all of you. And it can enfold you all. And so the name of Sanat Kumara we call it Zarathustra. For Zarathustra, you have taught us that we can talk to this threefold flame. And so we can say, O mighty threefold flame of life, thou gift of God so pure, take my thoughts and energies and make them all secure. Under bond of brotherhood and understanding fair, send thee forth unto my soul the gift of holy prayer. Communication, strands of love, how they woo by heaven's law. A tender blessing for the good, releasing holy awe. That draws me near the throne of grace, to now behold thy sacred face. And without fear dispense aright the passions of pure God delight. Which set me free from all that's been the sinful nature of all men. Christ, raise me to self-mastery, the living passion of the free. Determination now arise, and lift me ever to the skies. I am, enfolding life and being all. With the God command, amen, that shatters human paw. I am the free, no bondage holds me back. I am the fullness of love's law, supplying every lack. And consecration in full measure is my will and God's own pleasure. Saint Germain and Jesus dear, hold my hand with warriors here. And let the love of Mary then be the wings to raise all men, until they all unite in love to serve that purpose from above, that comes to earth at any hour, responding to the call of power. Send thy shining wisdom then, that is God's love expanded for all men. I thank thee, and I accept this done right now with full power. I am this done right now with full power. This is the full manifestation of the law of love that raises me to my eternal victory, now and forever. Now, if you choose to enter into an exercise such as this, You can do whatever mantras or whatever decrees you want to do. The key here, as Saint Germain says, is your visualization and your feeling. And so we want to feel the words of our mantras and our decrees. So we can stand here in our threefold flame, and at the same time, we're standing inside of this dazzling light of our own mighty iron presence. We can move the focus of our attention, even as we stand here within our heart and our Christ self, into our mighty iron presence. And we can say, and we can feel, and we can imagine ourselves totally one with this light. And in the name of Cthulhu and the three wise men, we can say, I am light, glowing light, radiating light, intensified light. God consumes my darkness, transmuting it into light. This day, I am a focus of the central sun, flowing through me as a crystal river, a living fountain of light that can never be qualified by human thought and feeling. I am an outpost of the divine. Such darkness as has used me is swallowed up by the mighty river of light, which I am. I am light. I live in light. I am light's fullest dimension. I am light's purest intention. I am light, flooding the world everywhere I move, blessing, strengthening, and conveying the purpose of the kingdom of heaven. Now, as we have been doing this exercise, you have probably been having distracting thoughts. Thoughts that want you to think about something else. Uninvited thoughts. Sometimes aggressive, sometimes whatever is their human content. These thoughts, these distractions seem rather innocent. The core of them, the origin of them, is known as Mara, the dweller on the threshold, the counterfeit Maitreya, the not self, the dweller on the threshold. We're going to watch a little clip now from the movie that's called The Little Buddha. This clip is about the confrontation that Siddhartha has with Mara. And then we'll go from there. What we're seeing Siddhartha do is what we are doing. But he had to do it with his own attainment. We have the attainment of the masters who we invoke by doing our decrees. So we'll watch this clip now. There are many parts of this that are relevant to what we're doing here. What comes to my mind is that when we meet the dweller on the threshold, when we hear it in our mind and our thoughts and our feelings, it looks just like us. We think it is us. And as we try to get rid of it, and we try to say to it, you cannot rebuild your house again, it insists, but I am your house, and you live in me. It insists upon its reality until it is dissolved. There are parts of us, parts of our soul, our inner children, that live, shall we say, inside of this dweller on the threshold. And under ordinary circumstances, when it thinks in our mind, or when it talks through our mouth, we think that it is us. But it is not us. It is pure illusion. It does not exist. But it maintains an appearance of existence because of the energy we have given it. And it is now our job to transmute that energy through our decrees, through our calls, through our meditations. Another important thing that was here was that it was described as Mara disguises his actions in us. In the temptations of life, in the simplest forms. These distractions that come to our mind seem innocent. They seem simple. But they come, as we saw in the beginning of it, the three daughters of Mara, to tempt us away from our pursuit of our reality, our I am presence, our Christ consciousness. We have many, many, many tools for dealing with this kind of energy. I'd like you to be mindful of any distractions that you've been aware of as you have been pursuing your own threefold flame and your own I am presence in this simple little exercise. Because we are now going to watch and participate in a dictation from December 31st, I think it was 1991. It was a dictation by Durga, which is essentially an exorcism. This is an opportunity to take those distracting thoughts and feelings and images and whatever it was that you experienced that interfered with your meditation and give them to Durga. As you hear her say, she says, I will not leave you the way I have found you. And so we'll watch that dictation now and enter into this exorcism ritual.
Om Shiva, 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 of the faith. I Shiva, Lord Shiva of the light. I love, I Shiva. I'm the mystery of love, my joyous life. My energy, beloved Shiva. Shiva,
Fire of Shiva, descend. Fire of Shiva, descend. Fire of Shiva, descend. I am Durga. I am in the flesh of this body, and I blaze forth the light of the Divine Mother, and I come forth to enter this labor with the hosts of the Divine Mother, and where you pronounce the name of Shiva, I am here. The moment, mark it well, I say, that the Divine Mother and her hosts do enter the battle victorious. The false hierarchy of the Divine Mother, arrayed with all their hosts, do then move against the great white brotherhood and against the light bearers of the earth. This false hierarchy that does give power to the red dragon and the beast and all of the hosts of the fallen ones, they then come before the Divine Mother and her hosts this day, and you are numbered among those hosts, Chelas of the sacred fire. I am Durga, and I come to fulfill my reputation. Lo, I am come. Lo, I am come. Lo, I am come. Lo, I am come. Lo, I am come in the full power of the ruby ray of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva in me and I in him, that is the power of confrontation. We draw you up now, those who would be a part of these bands in heaven and on earth and throughout this cosmos. We draw you up into the very light of the ruby ray, and by the power of the ruby ray Buddhas and the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, there is constructed the mighty web of light from the heart of Krishna unto the very heart of the earth, unto the very point of center of every star and sphere of planetary home. Lo, we come, and we come to defeat that dragon, not alone upon earth, but on every place in the matter cosmos where light bearers plant their feet in the ground of the physical universe and say, Shiva, 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 Shiva. Lo then, I am the manifestation of that Shiva. I am that Shakti, and in the whirling power of the sacred fire, Shiva is Durga, Durga is Shiva, and there is no division in our members. Therefore, come into this whirling sphere, be drawn up by the power of that sphere enfolding the light, become a part of our great causal body, and know the action of the Shakti of God in you, and know that the cosmic dance shall stomp upon these fallen ones, and the binding is this day unto the victors, and therefore we require your calls for the defeat of the false hierarchy of the Divine Mother, and then you will see the power of the goddess Kundalini rising. You will see the power of the sacred fire within you. You shall know a liberation, and only when you know that liberation will you understand how the false hierarchy of the Divine Mother has oppressed the people of God everywhere for eons. Now Shiva takes you into a single hand, takes you to Mount Kailasa, takes you to the very home of Parvati. I am that I am. I am in the heart of the earth, and I take opportunity while there are devotees in manifestation to enter the temples of those who prepare me room. I ask you to invite me, if you dare, to step into your temple now, beloved, for I warn you in advance that I shall not leave you as I find you. Look ho, I bind that demon of self-pity. Look ho, I bind that demon of the not-self. Look ho, I pierce that dweller on the threshold by the power of the ruby ray. Why, in the twinkling of the eye of God, you can know the dissolution by the fire of the ruby ray, which is the all power of the love of God, of any condition of consciousness, want or lack, ignorance, or the poisons 5. All of these can go instantaneously. It is a question of the power and quickness of the mind, the faith of the heart, the absolute desire for God and God and God and more God, until the saturation point is there and you truly are God's in manifestation. Lo, I am come, and I clear the way of the matter cosmos for all those souls of light who must embody, and many of them through you, that they might attain the Krishna consciousness, the consciousness of Sanat Kumara, Gautama Buddha, Lord Maitreya, Jesus Christ, Kuthumi, and every single manifestation of God everywhere. Lo, they come, lo, they descend, and I descend first into your temples, fathers and mothers, and sons and daughters of God, that you might once again rejoice in bringing forth souls and endowing them with those bodies, minds, and hearts that have the fierceness of Shiva and Durga, the fierceness to stay and still stay and stay again until every last demon is bound and is either converted unto the Lord or is consumed by the sacred fire of his own denial of that Lord. So be it. Let the worlds be consumed. Let the worlds be consumed. Let the worlds be consumed by the flaming flame that will not be quenched. I am that flame. Are you that flame this day? Yes. Well and good, beloved. Well and good, well and good, be up and doing. And let not the lethargy settle again in those bodies. Let them become bodies of the divine yogis and yoginis. Yes, let your bodies be the incarnation of that word. Lo, I am that word, and you can see what I can do through this temple. So see what I can do through you. Test me, and I will test you back. Test me, and I will test you again, and we shall see whose hand winds on top of the pile. Yes, beloved, I am come. Rouse yourselves, rouse your children, rouse the people of this land, for the fire of Shiva must manifest in that spiritual defense that does not fail, in the physical preparation that does not fail. For as you intensify the light, so Mara and host will come, so forces of darkness, and they come into the flame to be consumed, to be consumed, to be consumed, else to know the repolarization of being unto the Lord. They will have free will unto the end, beloved, but that personality of the Godhead shall manifest unimpeded, and it shall be done. And those who have been persecuted long thousands of years shall know the day of their liberation, and therefore of the flowering of the mighty lotus of the heart. Oh, the beloved Padmasambhava. Oh, the beloved Padmasambhava. Oh, the very one whom we love for that entering into the centuries and raising up certain daughters of God and sons of God. Yes, how very close to you and this messenger is Padmasambhava. Therefore, do not neglect his mantra. I say it with you now. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. 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 It is your key at this level of service for the entering into the hearts of all those Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, back to the great central sun, back to the heart of Godhead, beloved. It is your key at this level. Therefore, the empowerment of the messenger and the Guru mantle upon her through Padmasambhava. Take it seriously, beloved. Know then that it is your entree into the courts of many, whose attainment yours does not equal, yet you may sit and sup with them for the intercession of Padmasambhava. Now be seated as I intensify the fire of the ruby ray in the earth. This earth is due for a cleansing, and there are many ghosts of ancient pasts that now are dissolved for my coming. I am come in the physical body of the messenger. I am come in the physical bodies of the chelas who are present. And I manifest the glory of God. I manifest a fire increasing for the consuming of all stultification and all toxins that are no part of your being. Power of the ruby ray, power of the ruby ray, power of the ruby ray, wisdom of the ruby ray, wisdom of the ruby ray, wisdom of the ruby ray, love of the ruby ray, love of the ruby ray, love of the ruby ray. Therefore go forth, cosmic Christ purity, cosmic God purity of the ruby ray of the Divine Mother, go forth. Therefore, in answer to the calls of the servants of God this day, let that dragon be bound, let the beast be bound, let the astral planes be cleared, let the desire bodies of all the race of light bearers throughout this cosmos be cleared. I am releasing the flame, I am releasing the flame. You then pick up your swords and release your flames this day, beloved ones. Know that I shall charge through you, as shall all of the angels and the mighty ones of God who are with me. I am that I am Shiva. I am that I am Shiva. I am that I am Shiva. I am the intensification of the God flame right within your heart, and I strengthen the physical heart, the etheric chalice, the chakra, the threefold flame. I strengthen your temples, and you ought to strengthen them yourselves by finally coming into alignment with the true nectar of God and the balance of cosmic forces. Yes, let the cosmic forces of yin and yang find you prepared in every cell and atom of your being, beloved. Let it be so. Let you take that certain pride in the body, which is not the pride of the fallen ones, but is the cosmic honor flame whereby you would not consider not being the manifestation of the image and likeness of your holy Christ self, where you are determined to walk this earth as God's in manifestation and set the example. Who will be the way showers? Who will be the pattern bearers? Who will show the matrix? Who will bring forth the sons and daughters of God? Who here has the will to change from death to life? I am ringing the mighty bell of Durga. I am walking through the cosmos this day. Who has the will to change? Who desires the body of eternal life? Who has the will to give up death? I hear no answers in this place. Shall I depart? Blaze of full power of the light of God through you now. Let your word be written. Let it be written in fire, in glass, and in water, and in air. Let it be written in the sand and in the very molecules of your being, beloved. So I shall go, and I know that apart from this place and the blessed communities of the Lord throughout the earth, there are few who have the will to change, for they are already dead and therefore cannot respond, though they move yet within their bodies of earth. Blessed hearts, there must come a quickening. How shall the quickening come unless it come to the body of God? How shall the quickening come? I am shredding to ribbons as I am talking to you. Demons who attempt to assail you and the Divine Mother in embodiment. Blessed hearts of light, you understand, therefore, the need to be all things in action perpetually and continuously. Yes, beloved, I am teaching you, and I am also teaching you before your very eyes how to use that mighty sword, how to slay those demons, how to understand that that substance of which they are made must pass back to the great central sun and be requalified and repolarized, that the great cosmic divine lovers may once again send forth those creatures that are fitting habitations for the Lord God, for Shiva, for Durga. Therefore know, beloved, that as I swing this sword of the ruby ray, its action continues perpetually across the physical universe. There is no stopping of the action of this mighty sword or the heart flame of the action of the ruby ray. Therefore strengthen yourselves to be myself in action. Won't you be little Durgas on the earth, beloved? Will you not be that for me? I say to you, Shiva has need of you. Shiva has need of you. Shiva has need of you, and I can divide myself a billion times, placing my electronic presence over you. And never mind the concern of popularity. Popularity, beloved ones. I am the most unpopular person in the entire cosmos, with a false hierarchy and the demons. I can tell you that, and I am proud of it. Blessed ones, the eye of Shiva is upon you, and I have come this day that you might no longer fear me. For in the fierceness that I am, and the fearsome qualities that I demonstrate, I can assure you that those who have no fear within them should not fear myself. For I am the greatest defender of your being ever was. And I come with a mighty fury of the power of the Spirit of God. I come, beloved, more therefore than the image of a Hindu goddess. I am a goddess in the true sense of the word, of the incarnation of the Divine Mother unto the specific role. I am also Parvati. I am also the devoted wife. I am all things, beloved, and the Divine Mother takes many forms, as you know. But I would tell you that those who fear to invoke me, to call to me, are surely deprived of the greatest possibility of exorcism, which I engage in along with the mighty Astrea, with the mighty Kali, and even Saraswati, Lakshmi, and all those who are manifestations in some form of the Divine Mother, including yourselves. Know this, therefore, beloved, that to embrace me and my fierceness is to be free forever from all demons and discarnates. And that embracing must take place every day of your life, beloved. Yes, every day of your life. For there are billions upon billions upon billions of discarnates and demons of all manifestation that torment the youth. I call you to be fathers and mothers of the youth of the world, to go out and rescue them, to deliver the mandate of right education, to deliver the mandate of life begets life, and to go out and slay by the power of the ruby ray sword those who commit the unpardonable crime of abortion of the child in the womb. Blessed hearts, if you would see my wrath, then know it as I bring it down upon those who are in the very process of engaging in using that knife or whatever means they use. Blessed hearts, I require your calls, and you will see this entire massacre turned around. Let us have the dedication, let us have the hearts, and when you think about not coming in to this court to decree, just think of me, for when you make the call, I am there. I place my presence over you. I swing my sword. I can dispel any doubt or fear or torment. I can assist you this day to this day become who you really are, and to begin to assimilate that process by the power of your own Christhood. I can so accelerate the cycles in you of immortal life, beloved, and believe me, I do not boast. I deliver, 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 I deliver what I tell you I deliver. And I am also in the heart of every ascended master and cosmic being. I am there, for the mother flame is in every heart, and I am in the heart of the mother flame. Shiva is in the heart of every ascended and cosmic being, and I am in the heart of Shiva. Therefore, you see, there is nowhere you can run and hide from me, for I am within you, I am without you, and I am everywhere. Therefore, let the whirling of the dance of the mighty legions who have come with me begin, for the whirling of the mighty fire of Shiva and Durga and all hosts of the Lord does commence. And therefore these false hierarchies are being routed, and this is the greatest, most joyous battle that I can ever tell you of, beloved ones. Happy are ye that ye do engage in it, beloved. So I am from the central sun. So I am from the very depths of death and hell. There is nowhere that I do not go, for I am fearless, and fearlessness flame. I am that Durga. I am that Durga. I am that Durga. I am that Durga. Try me, beloved, for you can see such a mighty explosion of light, such a momentum of attainment in your own consciousness, that you will wonder why you did not begin 1,000,000 years ago to call upon me. Yes, I have been waiting that long for some. So you are here, so I congratulate you, and so I imprint upon your own third eye the image of myself, lest you forget. For do not think that I will necessarily be here in another 1,000,000 years to rescue you again, beloved. Therefore, take me or leave me today.
So there are no reasons to fear Mara. Not when we are the embodiment of Durga. Are there any questions?
can't find the to raise my hand. Can I ask you a question? Hi, Stewart, this is Maria Carolina.
Hi.
Hello. What is one way that we are able to discern when it is not our Christ that is guiding us or speaking through us or putting thoughts in our minds? What is one way to discern that it's not the ego and it is the Christ?
Vibration.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the most challenging parts that we have to deal with in this. The dweller on the threshold, Mara, can be very subtle, and they can imitate the Christ in tone, in intensity. They're not always angry and challenging and whatever. And there are parts of us, this is my own opinion, my own experience, there are parts of us, I think, that are part of that dweller. And those parts of us believe that dweller to be its reality. And so we can't even always observe ourselves correctly. I don't have much of a better answer for you except to be mindful, to pay attention to your mind and what is going on in your mind. And develop a momentum with your master of your choice. Now, I have chosen Shiva. And so when I hear any kind of a negative thought, I simply say to that thought, Shiva.
Mm-hmm.
Momentum helps. Now, when you develop momentum on it, the results are more instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the challenge of our life, is to discern the real from the unreal. And then, as Durga said, Mara comes, and it comes into us and through us, and it comes to be transmuted. It comes for us to make the calls. Because as she also said, Shiva needs us, and they need us to make the calls.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can make the calls on anything and make it according to God's will, and God will take care of what's not real and leave what is real.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stewart.
You're welcome.
I am going to make here a comment because for him, in my case, when I catch myself thinking, and I ask myself, well, this is the Christ or this is the dweller? It's very obvious, actually, because that thought, wherever they're going to guide me, if it's not positive or something like that, I know doesn't belong to the Christ. See, for instance, if I mess up something and then I start condemning myself, again, I have done the same thing. And then I stop right there. Who is there telling me this? Is my Christ or the dweller? And that's the dweller, because when do you feel condemn yourself? I mean, you can catch these things like that too, in the practical way.
Thank you, Isabel.
Well,
Trina. Teresa. Perez.
Thank you. Stewart, sorry, is it my time to speak?
Yes, you're on.
Okay, good, thank you. So, question I have for you is can you make any calls to Durga to do all kinds of things, exorcism and whatnot, as she described, or yes. Or do you have to be within a group?
Yes, you can make calls to Durga or Shiva. Om Doom Durga Ye Namaha.
But can you do exorcism or make any calls against the discarnates and demons all you want if you have a good momentum, or do you have to be within a group?
Yeah, you can do it yourself. You do it in the name of the Christ. You can do it in the name of your Christ self or Jesus Christ or whoever you choose.
Okay, just like to know that there's no limits, right? There's no like, you're not restricted to 10 calls or
No,
no. Okay.
just do it in the name of the Christ and not with your human consciousness. If it's just your human consciousness, you make yourself vulnerable.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And thank you so much, Stewart, for your teachings, because they're very consistent with what I have experienced in my life. So I'm really grateful that someone else is agrees with with my experiences and able to put into words and have many years experience as like yourself. So I really appreciate that.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Any other questions for Stewart? Come down out of the etheric.
I think Trina might have had a question. I saw her light go on.
And she muted herself again.
May I make a comment?
Certainly, Paula.
Oh, thank you. So I think I heard once that the mind thinks very quickly, and so when you're trying to listen to a speaker, by the
I
time
can't hear you.
I can't do that right now. Sorry. When you're trying to listen to a speaker, by the time the speaker can say some words, the mind can think so many different thoughts. So I will be embracing that Shiva mantra to try to tame that wild horse of all those different thoughts that distract me when I'm trying to listen to the teachings. So I appreciate you reminding me about the Shiva mantra.
You're very welcome.
Stewart, this is Greg. I just wanted to say that this is an incredible presentation. I think one that I need very much. It's so full of information. I mean, it's fantastic. I'm just wondering if this is going to be available on a replay because there's just so much to take in.
Yes, it will.
Does one just tune into the same website and
Go to the www.thegoldenpathway.org, and all of our presentations are archived there, and it should be up within the next 48 hours.
You know what I found out? I remember listening to Stewart a few weeks ago, and it is posted on the church website. And I need to go. I need to listen to that every time when I feel bowed down with a heavy energy. I go and listen to Durga and the replay on the church website. And it's just to discern what is it that I need to discern.
Is it on the Spiritual Communities website, Yvonne?
Oh yeah, no, it's just in the replay for the church on the one of the sections. And that's what I've been doing that. So I go and re-listen, but it's only the audio.
I think it might be in the events section.
Right, which
Yeah,
is
the
Spiritual
replays.
Communities website.
But it really works listening to Stewart and Durga and Mother, and just doing a renewal, a spiritual renewal when you feel down like this. Because I tried it. Because sometimes it's like you feel like you're going downwards, downward spiral, and just to lift yourself up and remember to say Shiva. I usually say when it's like this aggressive mental suggestion comes in, and then you say, take a deep breath, and then when you let it out, you say both Sabula, and you believe it comes out with a lot of power, and it just vanishes. Just like in that movie, the representation of the images that come. And trying to decide, make the right, the right decision. Like right now, I really want to go to some university. But then you have, on the other hand, it's the expense. And I said, but Shiva, the Lord, it has its abundance. And then you call Kusumi. Yes, I want to go to some university. Which I, become both. Anyway. Thank you, Stewart. You're one of the best.
You're very welcome. By God's grace.
And Stewart, I have another question for you, if you don't mind. What about Astrea? Did they go together with Durga, or are one better than the other, or is it all the same? Or are there competition?
They work very well together. Durga and Astrea do the same job. They do the same work. And if you want to assign yourself a lifetime novena, doing Astreas every day will help you tremendously. I do it, and it helps me.
I did it a long time, for many years, and late when I had I lost my voice, so I could not speak anymore. But so I stopped for a while until I got better, and now I'm thinking, well, so I'm just re-evaluating things, and starting sort of more slowly than I would before. So I'm just thinking, okay, maybe I should be more strategic about my thinking, and maybe not do as much as I did in the past. So I'm just wondering what's the best thing to do. I love to do my Archangel Michael in the morning, and I used to do my Shia with it, but now I find that I need to rest. As I'm getting older, I need to take a break. So I'm just because I don't do my Astriyas, my 40 Astriyas, I was able to do it in 16 and a half minutes, but I can't do that anymore. So
I understand.
So now I have to manage things differently. So if I want to get I do the Friday night decrees and the Saturday night decrees with the church. But if I wanted to do my own thing apart from that, and so I'm just wondering, would I do a 40 Astriyas and then add some Durgas, or forget Astriya and just do the Durgas, or how do I manage this? Any ideas, any thoughts on that? Or does it depend on what it is you deal with, or what calls you're making, or?
Astrea is a real key. And I understand as we get older, we can develop these voice problems. So we need to walk the middle way and do what you can do. Protecting your body, taking care of your body, and it depends on what kind of things assail you. There are some things that Astrea is very, very effective at, and other things that the violet flame deals with. So it's a kind of an experimental process. You experiment with it and see what works for you. See what handles the problem. And God does not work necessarily in a linear fashion. We may have our own goals, but God works in spirals, and he works from the inside out. And so the progress that we see may not be what we expect, but it's moving in the right direction. You can be sure of that.
Okay.
Thank you, Stewart. Thank you, Therese. Stewart, this has been a wonderful session. I think we've learned a lot. I think we all got a clearance today from beloved Durga. I just want to say the Divine Mother is the Divine Mother is the Divine Mother. Any Divine Mother can help us with whatever it is we ask for, and Durga has told us what to ask her for to help us get rid of entities and demons, and Mother's told us we've all got plenty of entities. So it's exciting to be reminded to call on Durga every day and to be reminded to call to Padmasambhava and do that golden mantra every day. I know I've been remiss in not doing that lately. So I am grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Stewart. I think everyone is appreciative of all that you have done for us this day. And next month on the 20th of July is our next session. We're going back to the third Sunday, and that happens to be my birthday. So I look forward to seeing you all then. And thanks again, Stewart. Please show your appreciation to him.
You're very welcome, and praise God.